You know how I do.
Let's get cracking!
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Dota 2 Champions League. We are in the playoffs for the European Division. We've got Team Tinker facing up against Power Rangers in our very first best of 3 of the whole entire thing. We're going to jump right in. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted right there. That's a lot better. That's a lot better. Team Tinker versus Power Rangers. Sorry, we may end up having a few technical issues here and there. Already came in early just to be able to mess around, but we have taken apart our old studio and transplanted the best parts of our old studio into the new studio, which is currently being built right now by Toby and our tech guys. So that we may end up running into some tech problems. If so, I apologize. I think I worked out everything beforehand. So with that, let me jump right in. Welcome in my co-caster. That's right, I will have a co-caster for the night. And it's a guy I haven't casted with for a while. Durka, what's going on, buddy?
Huh? Not too bad. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing even better now that I hear your voice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been a while. Like, I've been busy at work, and then you guys had ESL1 when I had some free time. And now it's like, yeah, I can cast some Dota.
So
Team Tinker really aren't messing around, though. I just saw your Skype message. It's just straight in there.
I know, right? Like, okay, we started out, and of course, with the Dota 2 Champions League, we have a whole bunch of, like, pre-roll stuff. We have to run through the HyperX commercials, and then we've got our intro, and then the Dota 2 Champions League intro. And so it's the whole entire thing, right? It goes, like, a full minute and a half. And during that minute and a half, Team Marino, Tinkerino, and Power Rangers managed to bust out, like, the whole entire draft in one big go. Seriously, the first 4 picks were, like, damn near instant. Power Rangers went for the Skywrath Mage right away. Then, wham bam, thank you, Sam. Team Marino, Tinkerino pick up the Wisp and Tiny. And then Tidehunter immediately the response from Power Rangers, because why not? Tidehunter is an excellent offlaner, really, really strong right now in the current meta, and he's a great hero up against a Tiny Wisp combo.
Yeah, I really like the targeted bans, Batrider and Puck as well. They're great with Tiny Wisp. But Ogre and Jakiro are such tanky supports.
Jesus.
Like, how do you bring these guys down? I was going to bring up that Skywrath is a great laning support, and he can hold his own, great movement speed, doesn't get caught out by offlaners, but when you're in a man fight, 3v5 or whatever, against Ogre and Jakiro running you down, you've got nowhere to go.
Yeah, I'm pretty concerned right now. Team Tinker are coming out with one hell of a draft right now. EGM, I don't know what this guy ate this morning, but Jesus, this draft is all kinds of man mode with these. So we're looking at probably a Tiny Wisp in the mid, Jakiro, Ogre, Magi in the safe lane, and then now all we need is another offlaner. This is an incredible amount of team fight. This is an amazing amount of late game as well. Like the Ogre Magi, Bloodlust on a Tiny who already has the Wisp, giving him that extra attack speed as well. Absolutely insane how big this Tiny can be thanks to that extra bust from both sides of these supports. And now with just another good offlaner, Power Rangers, okay, what do you think about this one? I felt like they were going pretty well in the team fight that they have to combat the Tiny Wisp, but the Weaver for me is a little bit questionable. He's definitely strong versus the Tiny Wisp going into the mid game, but I don't know if it's really enough.
Yeah, I'm just wondering where Team Tinker put these 2 heroes, Ogre and Jakiro. Because if they have them safe lane, that's going to be what? Jakiro farming as a core?
Yeah, I would presume this is a one position Jakiro, the Ogre Magi babysitting him.
Because I've seen Ogre off lane a few times now, especially in ranked. People love that. You can just go man mode against tri-lanes. I don't know if that's a possibility.
I don't think I've seen it too much in professional play. It's something that I've talked about. It's something that I think is possible, because Ogre Magi definitely gets a huge benefit out of that that solo experience. Plus, he's certainly tanky enough. I mean, he's the tankiest hero at level 1, I think. I'm not sure who's really tankier than him, because the amazing amount of armor he starts off, the really good HP regen, and then obviously his starting strength is really damn good as well.
Yeah, I think effective HP wise is one of the highest. Like Naga has ridiculous armor, but her HP isn't as high. Yeah, but I'm not sure about the Weaver. I'm really not sure about this. Walks into a tiny and dies.
Yeah, now the Nature's Prophet picked up, so that gives us split push, that gives us regular push, and that also gives us better late game as well. I think that everything else was kind of locked down for Team Reno, Tinkerino. This is looking to be them just generally snowballing and having every stage of the game covered. Like the Jakiro, Ogre Magi, that's a combination. Like their laning phase looks pretty damn strong. Dual lanes, like these dual lanes really can't be beat, I don't think, no matter what kind of aggro try you're running. The Ogre Magi, Jakiro are two incredible tank fests, so I'm not sure how you can actually run an aggro try against that. The Tiny Wisp will obviously do pretty well in the mid lane, and then Nature's Prophet is fine as the off lane. And then going into the mid game, like Jakiro taking some early towers, giving him that bit of a small tower lead. Then they just have to weather through the mid game until the Tiny gets his Aghanims and possibly a little bit more, and then they're ready to go late.
Yeah, I think PR have to go kind of greedy here. Like, if they put Scarth mid with someone to combat the Wisp Tiny, I think they could do okay. Then they've got Weaver solo, Tide solo, then Sanking jungle farming, but they go with a Nyx.
A third melee. I don't know how I feel about this one at all. It looks like a Nyx Assassin mid. Off lane Tide in one position Weaver. We do have a new stand-in here for Power Rangers, Ditya, which I have not seen before at all. In fact, they were discussing it in the lobby, him being a newer stand-in for Power Rangers and wondering who he was. So it looks like he's going to be taking over the one position. Shotchlow still going for that off lane. And yeah, so I guess a mid Nyx Assassin? It's weird. But where else are you going to run him?
Well, who else are you going to put mid? Like,
that's true.
Against Tiny Wisp.
I mean, Tidehunter is not bad versus a Tiny Wisp combination. True. Then you could put the Nyx Assassin off lane instead. But those are two heroes that can go back and forth in their I
think that's what they're doing. Look at what the Tide's building.
Prepare for battle.
Buys tangos himself of his own, gets pooled tangos, goes towards mid. The Nyx has been given an observer, so he's definitely off lane. So I think you're right. Tide mid against this Wisp Tiny.
Okay. I guess I'm down with it. I mean, if you think about it, Tidehunter is tanky enough to be able to deal with the combination, right? Like, he can survive through that combo, plus the fact that Anchor Smash is extremely good harassment melee versus melee, and then you add in a small little factor. I don't think it's as big as you would normally look at, but the fact that Tiny starts out with no armor. Now, that's just harassment damage, and that harassment is obviously going to be mitigated by the fact that EGM is going to be going for a fast bottle, so regen probably isn't going to be a bad factor here for the Tiny. I don't think he's going to be harassed out of lane at any point or anything like that, but it is just something small to note that these Anchor Smashes are going to be, they're practically the full amount of damage every swing.
I think something else that's pretty big as well is that the Wisp Tiny lane basically relies on the Wisp getting harass off to take the solo mid down to, two-thirds HP, and then going for the Avalanche Toss combo. With Kraken Shell and Wisp having, 47 base damage, you're not going to get that initial harassment off. And what have they done in the jungle? They've destroyed a load of trees.
Yeah, they're running for the EGM double
triple
stack. Yeah,
double stacking, yeah.
Can you triple stack? I don't think you can.
Can you with Wisp Bulls?
I don't think you can. The Radiant side, I believe you can. It's hard to time, but I believe you can triple stack that way. I believe the Dire side, you can only stack the hard camp and the medium camp. But either way, it's going to be a really easy way for Sing Sing to back up and farm. And then we've got a defensive tri-lane from the side of Power Rangers going up against that Furion. Pycat is a renowned Furion player, so I'm looking forward to seeing his performance in this game. I feel like the last pick Furion is really good for them. I mean, they've got so many split push possibilities here. But look at this 1v1 matchup. This is the matchup of the tanks right here. Cheshire Cat's Nyx Assassin going 1v1 up against the Ogre Magi. Both of these heroes have insane starting regen. Both of them start out at like what, Nyx Assassin starts out at 3, and Ogre Magi goes like 2.7 or something like that. It's an insane amount of starting regen for both of them. So they just right-click each other, and both of them are so naturally tanky, it doesn't really matter.
But then you've got Ignite and Liquid Fire, so you can say goodbye to that regen.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. With the extra harassment from Koifa coming in, obviously the Nyx Assassin has to play this a little bit close to the chest, but the lane is pushing out to him, so he'll be happy to pick up his level 2, and that way he can have both the Spike Carapace plus the Impale to spam out every once in a while for some last hits. Now, Durka, I haven't actually talked to you since the new patch. What are your thoughts on the new patch in general? Possibly some talk about the laning phase and the new runes added in. What are your thoughts?
I was so worried when the first patch came out and I was looking at the maths behind the XP and gold changes. I was like, oh god, incoming 2-hour games. Oh no, it's happening, guys. And, you know, Valve did a good job. It seems a lot more balanced now. The game seems more fun. The runes, I think, is a really nice addition because it just adds such a more dynamic style of play for your supports. Like, they don't have to go and, you know, 2-man defend 1 rune. Right. You can control runes really well. Adds a little sort of skirmish factor. You've got these supports running for runes. Get the bounty rune, see what they can do.
Yeah, it really gives that extra incentive for moving around the map, and is also a nice little added factor for the offlaners as well. As you could see, Nyx Assassin wanted to be able to protect that offlane. He had nothing better to do in his lane since it pushed back out after bouncing off of the tower like that. So he goes ahead, tries to secure the 2-minute, but doesn't get it. Mid lane, whoa, Sing Sing completely whiffing that one. Now the stun onto him. Sing Sing should be fine though. EGM does have the bottle coming into play, even if he's not missing any health. It'll still be just that extra bit of factor, and Sing Sing will just get a heal from him and wait until the creep wave pushes in. So nothing too big I'm expecting out of this laning phase unless some magical rune comes up for somebody. All in all, this should be a bit of a farm fest back and forth.
But yeah, when I first looked at the patch log, I was thinking Weaver was going to be first pick material non-stop. The fact that he got completely buffed, like every spell got buffed, was ridiculous. Swarm got increased duration. You can now have orb effects on Geminate attack. Scareth, you okay?
Yeah, I think he just gave away a, he's like, whatever. It looks like he even bought the TP scroll beforehand. So he's just like deciding he's a little bit too low. We'll just feed away his life and go back to base that much quicker. That way he has that full health to be able to deal with. Middle lane, we do have Shotchla. See, this is the power of the Anchor Smash right here, really helping him out against that extra bit of damage that Sing Sing and EGM are trying to lay into him. Another Anchor Smash goes down, slowing him down. Pycat's actually going to teleport in for a couple of right clicks, but it doesn't look like they have enough mana on Sing Sing. If they had an extra stun there, they possibly could have killed the Tidehunter, but even then it would have been close.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, if they had anything on EGM, Clarity, Magic Stick, 1 bottle charge, that would have been a dead tide. But top lane, Cheshire Cat in a lot of trouble here. Ignite goes out. This is going to be first blood.
Oh, there it goes. Koifa able to pick up that first blood gold. Lucky him, as looks like Nyx Assassin just overextending himself a little bit. Again, we talked about the harassment capabilities of the Jakiro and Ogre Magi. It looks like he just didn't respect that quite enough. Mid. And running away, Sing Sing and EGM trying to catch up with him. They do have a toss, throw him up in the air. Another right click should be able to do the trick, and there it is. Tiny will pick up that last hit, and Team Tinker. We thought their laning phase was going to be quite strong. The dual lanes, I was very impressed with the way EGM drafted this, and it looks like they're going to be walking away with quite the lead in the laning phase.
The silence of Pycat, no! The Weaver, he backed off.
The Swarm keeps on hitting, and Suneko will be able to get that last hit with the nuke, and will teleport himself away on top of that. So, hey, at least they do threaten Pycat, even if the other 2 lanes are giving away kills to Team Tinker.
Oh man, that was Weaver's kill. Like, they dived it, got the Swarm up, Weaver went in, then backed off, and then the Skyhounds got the silence off in the middle of the duration of that TP from Pycat.
You know, one little happy side. I think it's probably because of the Treants being fed away, but right now Weaver is sitting at 34 and 14. He's way ahead of everyone else. It's got to be the Treants coming into play. But even then, look at the Tidehunter. I mean, despite the fact he died in the middle lane, he's keeping up with the dual lane mid, which is about as best as you can hope for when you're throwing a 1 versus 2 in the mid lane, especially that Tiny Whisk combination. It's a very dangerous combo. If you only die once or twice in lane, Ravage goes off. They're actually going to try and kill Sing Sing here. The Anchor Smash and right clicks him down just in time before EGM could get off that heal. Very well played. Another nuke comes in. EGM may actually die from this one. Suneko trying to get close for another. Won't be able to get it, though. EGM healing them both back up with the bottle. Bulba Doubt he's going to go for this one. Maybe with a Furion coming in, they can go for the kill. Shotchlo trying to protect his support as much as he can. Anchor Smash goes out. And Soneko may be right-click down here. PyCat going in for another one. Will be able to finish him off as Tiny comes in and tosses a creep at him to be able to secure that last hit. So at least they get the kill on the Tiny. That was very nicely played by the Tidehunter. Ravage is down, though, for the next minute or so. That definitely leaves some opportunities where the Tiny Wisp could be a bit more aggressive. PyCat may just go into the jungle from here on out, seeing as the offlane doing a pretty good job of shutting him down, and they don't even need a support on the Weaver anymore. Weaver by himself can just solo zone out the Furion, thanks to the Weaver's just very, very strong laning presence. And he did go for Midas first.
Yeah, it was like a 5-minute Midas. He did a great job there. But this game is all about the Sanking Blink. Like, if they can't get that Blink, Team Tinker's, like you said during the draft, they're going to be rolling over towers non-stop. Like, you take a look at the top lane, Koikva alone has taken that tower down to a third of its HP. Or a quarter, even. No, a third-ish.
It's still going to get even worse. So once he has, like, he's about to pick up level 7 because he went for Hannah Midas as well. So he's going to have that constant spam now. Liquid Fire every single time. It's just that consistent burn that you need to be able to have somebody in front of that. But Cheshire Cat really isn't enough at this point. He needs some extra help just because these two tanks up here in the top lane, well, normally it's Ogre Magi and Shakiro. They're enough to be able to force him back. It looks like PyCat wants to commit to taking this tower now, summon an extra set of Treants, and go in for the push. And Cheshire Cat really can't do anything but just throw out an Impale. That's all he's got.
Well, yeah, I was going to bring up, what does the Nyx actually bring to the table in, team fights or anything? I mean, sure, he's a good hero or a decent hero at finding Nature's Prophet when he's off split pushing. Oh, we're going to have to fight on top lane.
Stun, actually gets it on two. Beautiful. J4 will combo that with a nice two-man stun of his own. Very nicely played. Somebody right-click PyCat. That's going to go to the Skywrath mage. Cheshire Cat will pursue onto Koipa. Needs to be able to hit another stun. Impale coming out in just a second. Will be able to land it with the Burrow Strike as well, and right-click him down. He gets off another Liquid Fire. That could ensure at least one kill here. Looks like Soneko's going to be going down as Bulba comes and right-clicks him. Shotchlo will be able to have the Ravage here. He's going to pop it. Cheshire Cat having nothing to be able to add to this one. Shotchlo looks like he'll be unable to get a single kill off of this one. And now Sing Sing coming in. Toss up in the air. EGM healing up his allies as much as possible. And it looks like Shotchlo has no escape here whatsoever, as he will be going down. Anchor Smash helps him out for a while. Eventually, right-click toss. Somebody. There you go. Sing Sing will finally get a toss to be able to finish him off. And a bit of a disaster there for Power Rangers. Good response by them at first to be able to defend their tower, but they end up pushing in a bit too aggressively and feeding back some kills to Team Tinker.
Yeah, I think they were a bit overzealous. They thought, okay, we've got Ravage. We can turn this around if Team Tinker want to fight again. Tiny actually missed his avalanche on the bottom of the ramp when he was expecting PR to actually back off into the river.
Double-headed dragon here. Koipa is going to be getting low. Should be going down to this last nuke. Unable to get out in time. So good rotation. The first one by Cheshire Cat, his Vendetta. Doubt Team Tinker are going to be caught out like that again, though.
Bottom tower is under attack.
No. And you look at Sing Sing's farm, he's got 2.4k gold. Straight into Ags, do you reckon? Or do you go for drums first?
I think there's enough fighting in this early game that you probably want to have the early stats of drums. Just, I don't think you can go straight for Ags this game. Though he definitely, like, the faster you get to late game, the better it is for Team Tinker, so there's something to consider. Stun goes out, Sing Sing held in place a little bit. Skywrath Mage, okay, that was an ultimate. It wasn't an ultimate that really landed, but it was an ultimate nonetheless. Yeah, continuing to farm up the bottom lane, sitting at 5,000 net worth right now, so staying ahead of the Tiny, despite the fact that he had stacks he was able to farm up.
Middle tower is under attack.
So he's doing a great job in that bottom lane, trying as quickly as possible. Do you think this is the Lincolns or a BKB game?
A golden thread.
I'm not sure what Weaver goes for. Like, I legitimately don't know.
Yeah, like the Lincolns would be really nice versus the Ogre, but other than
everything
that,
else
I
is
feel
AoE.
like, yeah, exactly. Everything else is can kind of consider the BKB. Plus, I feel like the BKB is just better brawling material. You know, like for these early 15 to 25-minute fights.
That's what I'm wondering. Does the Weaver actually want to fight until 25-30 minutes in? Because Sand King is almost on his Blink Dagger. So they're going to have Ravage Epicenter in about, 2 minutes time? and they can fight with the Nyx,
Radiant's
finding the
middle
initiation,
tower
then
is under
blinking
attack.
onto the... oh, they're finding the Sand King. He's not going to have blink.
Oh no, he gets off Sandstorm. Counter ward goes out, not in time though. And Ditya will now come in. Get hit by the stun. Still has an ultimate to be able to fall back on, and EGM will protect his ally. And Ditya just throws out up by top lane. Oh, they did manage to find Koifa. I didn't think he was going to be found here. He was just sitting in the trees. Very, very deep. I was like, no way, Power Rangers, they're not going to be able to find him. But sure enough, they find him underneath that tier 1 tower. Now go for the early push. I love the fact that Power Rangers showing so much early aggression. Of course, it plays to their natural style as a team anyway. But this early fight is very important for them. They can't afford to let the Jakiro just bully them out and get this really big tower lead for Team Tinker.
Nature's Prophet in the river. Weaver's diving him. He's going to get him.
Jesus, he gets him. Now Weaver's going to go for 2. Going for EGM as well. Another right click, and he gets the double. Backing himself up, runs into Bulba. Doubt he's going to want to take this fight. He's all out of mana, too. This could be pretty bad. The Jakiro will be able to land the Ice Bat. Ditya in some serious trouble. Gets tossed up and taken down by Sing Sing. So, but at the same time, they got a tower, right, in the top lane, plus they got the double kill on the Weaver. It sucks that the Weaver, of all the heroes that are dying, that's probably the worst one of all, but he got a double kill for it, was holding on to a lot of reliable gold, plus they took that tier 1 tower in the top lane. All in all, very successful fight from Power Rangers.
Oh man, Sing Sing, if he goes and takes these stacks, he's going to have like a 13-minute Aghanims.
Pycat. Gonna be in some trouble here. The Vendetta showing its strength here. Will be able to land the stun follow-up. Skywrath Mage ultimate completely overwhelms the HP points of the Furion. Now Bulba coming in, looking for the multicast. Unable to get on the Skywrath Mage. Relocate, blocks, and beautiful blocks here from the Trans. The dunk from the Sing Sing toss is gonna be good enough to ensure the kill. Teleports in. And they're going to try and go for EGM here. Take away that relocate. Shikuchi through. Another right click. Oh, we need something a little bit more. Toss up in the air. Weaver now pop his ultimate back up. Top lane. We do have EGM where they win back. They could see him. They could see the bugs. J4 is going to be able to get him. Oh, he doesn't have any mana. Just the right click's good enough. Tossed up in the air. J4 gets off the Sandstorm just in time. Sing Sing now walking himself away from Shotchlo as Pycat trying to chase down the Sand King. Unable to get him, though. And it looks like Sand King J4 will be able to get out in time. 13 minutes in, though, 11-9. This is just a slaughter field right now, man.
And as soon as that Sand King bought his blink, he went straight towards Koifa. Epicenter blink. That's a dead twin-headed dragon. Like, Jakiro bought Midas, 6 minutes into the game with his boots, and hasn't really progressed at all from there. He's 1 and 4. They're just completely shutting him down.
Where's the early mech? You know, I actually like Koifa. I believe they usually go in the 1 position. Oh, Sing Sing in the middle lane. Nuke, not quite enough. 40 health he will survive with. That's the difference between strength treads and any other form of treads right there. That was very, very close for Sing Sing. Almost going down to a solo Skywrath Mage like that. But going back to it.
Tiny.
Man, that's just crazy. I mean, pre-level 11. Like, he's almost there, right? 24 experience point. He'll be at level 11. But still, the fact that you have your Aghanims upgrade before your level 2 ultimate is pretty insane.
It's like first world problems. When you're sanking in the jungle, you get blink before you hit level 6.
Yeah, exactly. Still, it looks like a Weaver is going to be going for the Lincoln. See, in my mind, if you had the BKB, there is so much incentive for you to go into these early fights because there's nothing that can lock you down at that point. Like, as long as you're quick on the BKB, I think you've got every incentive to fight because your heroes just aren't very good at locking you down.
Or you go old school, you build Hood Radiance.
Ah.
But
now that's a fighting build right there.
He's got 1,800 gold. He would have bought it by now, surely.
Yeah.
I missed that. Treads, Hood Radiance. You couldn't do anything to him.
Just runs around, tick, 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 tick. Shechir Cat looking for another opening here. Is going to be going for Pycat again, but I don't think that's really a fight he wants to take just yet. Pycat, or rather, Shechir Cat has been doing a really good job moving around the map with his Nyx Assassin so far. I do agree with you that I was looking at that Nyx Assassin going, I'm not really sure what this hero does for you necessarily, as there's not any real big, like, intelligence heroes that you can pop real quickly. It's just the Furion. I felt like it's just the Furion, and that was picked into the Nyx Assassin, right? The Nyx Assassin was picked up first, I believe.
Yeah. Nyx was their final pick.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Wait, I can't remember.
No,
But Sing Sing in
definitely
jungle.
right. Sing Sing in some trouble. Stun onto Burrow Strike. EGM. They're trying to pop both of them here. So Ravage goes down. Will be able to lock both in place, and they get the double. One for Snakeo and one for Shochlo. And now the push into the middle lane, which they should be able to take control of, as these 4 heroes can just wrap around behind the tower. And the Weaver will lay in that right-click damage. So fairly easy fight. Nuke on his Shishir Cat. Small little stun. Bulba will be stunned up by the Burrow Strike. They're going to drop maybe a little bit more. Anchor Smash will be able to finish him off. And now here comes Ditya going for Koifa, who's so damn tanky right now, but it doesn't matter. He's taking so many hits that eventually he's going to be going down here as the Weaver will Shukuchi right through him. Now Pycat's going to be up next, 15 to 11, soon to be 16 to 11. As Ditya just needs a little bit more, is going to be going for it here. So Snakeo comes in, another nuke, gets that one. Pycat, a little bit more health. EGM. Just one more right click. Ditya, why didn't he go for that one? That was a right click just ready for the taking. He definitely would have got him there. Snakeo, they're going to try and toss the Wisp onto him, and that extra bit of burst damage, that's just an insane combo.
And he
there.
gets the bounty rune as well.
Oh my goodness. I really felt like that Pycat kill. That should have been the Weaver so easily, but he just backed up, playing too scared.
But once again, PR go in for the big fight, they win, and then Team Tinker just respawn, get back in, take some counter kills, and it looks okay for them.
Yeah,
Like losing 2 or 3 heroes and then getting 1 or 2 in return isn't that bad when you've got the potential to just go and, you know, bum rush these towers.
This is a very critical point for Power Rangers, too. I mean, considering the fact that we went for that straight Aghanims on Sing Sing, if he gets another big item like that, then we've already hit kind of late game at a certain point, and Team Tinker are just going to start demolishing. Especially, let's look at that Ogre Magi. He went for the 4-1-4 build. So he's going to be trying to max out Bloodlust next, which I like to see, especially since you have that very, very early Aghanims for the Tiny. The faster you get off that Bloodlust, the bigger Tiny carry you're going to have.
Well, Sing Sing has to go PKB here, surely. He can't go straight into the AC. He needs something to dodge Ravage and silence, and the Nyx stuns.
There's just too many nukes, too many stuns. Like the Skywrath Mage ultimate, for me, I'm looking at that as being like just that extra bit that you have to go BKB. Because like there's all these different stuns, but the raw nuking damage of the Skywrath Mage, especially since Snakeo has been doing pretty well this game, he's gotten a couple of pickoffs himself, has collected a lot of experience. If he's able to get that level 2 Mystic Flare, that is just a beast in the mid game. Ditya, almost getting caught out there by Bulba, desperately needs that linkage if he wants to continue farming so aggressively up against 2 heroes.
Tis mine.
You can
Where
see
does J4 go?
Sing Sing. Oh, looks like they want to go for a pickoff here in the top lane, where Cheshire Cat is just hiding himself. He does have the level 2 Vendetta. Oh, maybe they'll take this fight. Epicenter going down. They're going to make the jump. Sing Sing in some trouble. EGM in the back. Relocate going off, and he will be able to save him just in time before the nukes can finish him off. And they did get the return kill. Pycat pops the ultimate, able to finish off that Nyx Assassin, and runs himself away. Beautiful response there from Team Tinker, and very nicely done by EGM, sitting himself so far back, knowing the danger of that one. Bottom lane, though, Ravage going off. Jump onto Koifa. He'll be taken down. Oh, just needs a little bit more. Ditya, one right click. That's all they need. Don't tell me he's going to teleport. Oh, my God. He teleported away in time. Bulba's going to go down, though. J4 able to get that right click back up to top lane. You've got to remember, this is an Aghanim Sing Sing. He's going to be beating down these tier 2s, and they won't be able to respond fast enough, I don't think. Weaver's going to teleport in. Yep, tower already gone. Now Ditya going to be locked in by the trees. They do see him, and are going to be trying to go for the pop here. He still has his ultimate, though. Holding on to it now. Should be popping into it if he wants to recover these HP points. Going for EGM. Will be able to take him down. Sing Sing up next. Where's the stun? They got nothing.
Good decision. Impale was used on the Wisp to secure that kill, so just TP straight out. Still can't believe that Jakiro escaping. He had the swarm on him, and he went down to like 7 HP, just taking over from the swarm. And Tiny kills Sandking.
Wait, what?
I guess Sandking was farming mid with Sandstorm, then got stun tossed.
I guess so. Bottom lane, this tier 1 tower is going to be going down, but can Ye actually get a return kill? Nuke goes out, not quite enough damage onto Koifa. He's got a little bit of action nuking damage, one more, and oh, he's got enough recovery. 20. Oh no, the Earth takes him out. So Snakeo will now be going down to the right clicks, but Cheshire Cat is here, going for Pycat, hits the 2-man stun, and right clicks him down. Bulba is going to be left alone, but shouldn't be able to take a kill against Cheshire Cat, and he will actually back himself up, now getting the Force Staff on Cheshire Cat all this battle, and a good little mobility item like a Force Staff will mean a lot for them.
This game's ridiculous.
It is. It's 19 to 15. It's 20 minutes in. This is an insanely action-packed game so far. You can look at this. Look at Tidehunter, actually.
Yeah.
Shotchlo. He's already got a mech. He's already got a blink dagger, and is going to be going for a refresher. It's 20 minutes in, like even considering a refresher. At 20 minutes, oh, bottom lane, we do have a relocate. Jump onto the Nyx Assassin, and bye-bye Nyx.
Well, I was looking at the metrics and looking at net worth. Tidehunter's recovered nicely, being 1v2. He's sitting at 9.4. But the gold graph is just up and down. Like, PR have been in the lead a little bit. They win a fight, then they lose a couple of heroes. Win a fight, lose a couple of heroes. Then they lose that entire lane.
Oh, my cat. This is no bueno. He's going to try and teleport away. The last hit? No, did ya? He keeps getting so close to be able to actually get these final kills. Jump on EGM here in the bottom lane. J4 just making sure he can get the bounty rune and get out. Nothing more. And finally, the Jakiro will be able to get that mech. I think that was something that was missing on the side of Team Tinker for so long. Is the fact that Koifa, normally the rock of Team Tinker, like every team that Koifa's been on, whether it's Team Tinker now or Team Liquid back in the day, he has kind of been the rock-solid player who's always performed well. And at one position, Jakiro only just now getting the mech is quite delayed, but that's just because Koifa keeps on dying in these team fights.
Hey, now, don't forget mouse sports.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Even though I felt like Mouse Sports wasn't as
successful.
Well, in general, wasn't as successful. But I felt like Koifa wasn't as developed in his skills as he was on Liquid.
But I think this Weaver build sort of sits with what we were saying. BKB would have gone, defensive, gone fight. Something like a Medallion or Desolator straight off the bat would have been more aggressive to take kills, and he's done neither. He hasn't really engaged any team fights. He hasn't found any pickoffs. He's always been too scared to go that extra inch to try and finish someone off.
Right.
If he maybe had a BKB or, any kind of damage item, he would have been able to do so.
Oh, teleport into the bottom lane. Koifa, you're a very brave man. He should have seen what's happened to Bulba there earlier. Just going to throw out a little nukes, relocate in from behind. They're going to go for Shotchlo. He does have a Ravage here. Nuke goes off. Shotchlo getting low. He's going to start walking himself away, waiting for the BKB to wear itself out, but he may not have that long. Tosses up in just a second, gets the blink away just in time before the right click. Now the teleport away. Sing Sing no longer having that BKB. Shotchlo ready with the Ravage. Lets it off. Macroplier on down. Shotchlo getting low, will be taken out pretty soon here. Another right click, not going to be enough. Highcat gets stunned up as Cheshire Cat initiates from behind. Ditya going in deep here. Will be able to beautiful burrow strike by J4 on two, but right into an even better ice path from Koifa. Now Ditya backing himself up. Cheshire Cat also popping his Vendetta, trying to run himself away, but a beautiful teleport in. Pycat teleport out. Cheshire Cat. Oh no! The ice path puts a stop to that one just in time. Two heroes go down. And Power Rangers once again possibly overextending themselves up against Team Tinker.
But how many buybacks did that?
That was two. That was two. That was both the Furion as well as Sing Sing. But at least they're going to get something out of it, right? They're going to be able to take Roshan. Unless, I don't think Power Rangers can actually get here in time. It's just going to be too late. Even if they do get here and try and force the fight, maybe they can actually get some sort of kill off of this one, but Aegis will definitely be found by Sing Sing.
Yeah, and they've got no Ravage, so I don't think they'll go for this.
Yeah.
Weaver has gone for Chrysalis, which is an interesting choice, seeing as he has no big raw damage, and he doesn't have any lifesteal either.
I really feel like since the Tiny went for the BKB, I mean, maybe you're a bit too far behind as the Weaver, but as I say that, he's got 13,000 net worth, so he's not behind in any way. Maybe
it's just his item choices. Yeah. Like, Lincoln's is a really expensive item.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like there's a serious lack of presence, but due to the fact you have a BKB, like the Tiny has to go for a BKB in this game, it gives you even more incentive than normal to go for the Desolator on the Weaver.
Yeah.
Because there's always a shortage of armor for the Tiny up until he gets that Assault Cuirass, which he likes to get second after the Aghanims, but sometimes you have to delay and go for the BKB first. I don't know. I felt like that would have been the prime opportunity, but maybe at the same time, like if he can finish up the data list and actually get some big crits, like the Wisp isn't going to stand a chance up against that kind of damage unless he has a Ghost Scepter, which EGM, all he's got right now is a Bottle Urn and upgraded boots. His farm is not bad, but it's nowhere close to have a luxury item like Ghost Scepter.
Yeah, I guess also the Weaver's been doing a great job at getting the swarm on 4 or 5 heroes and getting it ticking over. So either Tinker has to focus on those little bugs and get them off, or their armor drops massively. So I guess crit does work pretty decently if it gets the swarm up and going.
Push into the bottom lane right now. We have 3 members of Team Tinker farming up the enemy jungle. 1 member up here in the top lane. That's going to be Koifa, who is going to try and push Ditya out as he's pushing in this tier 2 tower. He almost has a straight up Daedalus, actually. He can purchase the Demon Edge here pretty soon. And that is a red wisp. See this wisp? He's got like the tinge of red thanks to Bloodlust.
He's shiny.
Yeah. In fact, you hover over him. It looks even weirder. Alright, so we now already have the Hyperstone for Sing Sing, so he's farming up very quickly, obviously, because that Aghanim's upgrade, plus the level 3 ultimate. He gets the stun onto Ditya, but unlikely to be able to do much with it. And the rotation is coming in from Shotshell, but not going to be in time. In fact, he's almost finished up with his Refresher, and that is going to be huge in these team fights. If he can manage to land the stun, the 2-man, both Ravages on Tiny before the BKB, that can be game right there. Like, that could be just like a monstrous team fight where they're able to like 5-man and take a set of racks. Because remember, those buybacks are, like, Team Tinker are definitely investing a lot into making sure the mid game is controlled. Sing Sing taking a little bit of damage here in the bottom lane, but unable to do much with it. Besides, he's even got an Aegis, so.
Yeah, and how many times have we seen like J4 get a 2 or 3-man burst strike and then Cheshire Cat get impaled on a couple of heroes? Their timing has been impeccable with these chaining of stuns.
Oh yeah, the first one started up in that top lane where they went for the defense of the tier 1 tower, and it was led by the Nyx Assassin stun. Maybe going on Koifa here. J4 backs himself up though.
Oh, wait, where did that pipe come from?
Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, Koifa.
Suddenly pipe.
I got it. Like, he's been 1-6 for quite some time now, so I don't think he actually got a kill on anything, but I don't know, maybe just some of that assist gold on some heroes. Yeah. Either that or he's just been farming up really efficiently in the last 5 minutes. Look at Pycat. He's almost got his Scythe of Ice, so we're getting into late game really early here. It's just everybody has tons and tons of gold. Or at least the cores do anyway. Support's not as much. Still see a 4-staff on both the Sing Sing as well as the Skywrath Mage. So a lot of mobility, very key when going up against a Tiny like this. But
yeah, always got to remember though that PR are playing with what 1.5 core heroes really, and Tinker have 3.
Yeah, I'm surprised that I was just about to say. I really feel like Power Rangers need to start being on the offensive here. They're sitting back and just waiting. Now that they have the Daedalus, maybe they feel confident enough to start going and 5-manning and looking for those pickoffs. But I feel like the Team Tinker are just delaying out this game, and it works very well for them, seeing as they've got all these cores on their side now. They're going to see Koifa here, and not going to be going for him. Instead, for Pycat. Jump in, leads with the stun, doesn't even go for the Vendetta hit because they want to make sure that he dies. So leading with that stun, nicely done. Now the Refresher finished up by the Tidehunter, and this has got to be go time now. Daedalus and Refresher up, plus they just got to pick off on the Furion, meaning your lanes, well, maybe you can get some lane control. There's only so much you can get up against this push from the Tiny, though. You can see they're already centering up for a bottom tier 2 push. So if they have to trade away, it's fine with them. While Pycat is down, they're going to make better trades at these towers.
Well, yeah, Tinker has to be really careful as well about the initiation from PR, because Weaver can sit up here, and Sanking can Epicenter Blink, then Ravage. There's Scarth come in with his ultimate.
Oh, Koifa, another teleport away, man. This guy is so damn tanky now that he's got that pipe. That magic resistance really coming into play.
Weaver came down here. Why isn't he up top lane? Like, that tower would be dead. They'd force the Fortify at the very least.
Instead of just the Nyx Assassin. But I agree with you. I completely agree with you. It's just like the 4-man, all the team fight from the side of Power Rangers should just go to address any of the split pushing from Team Tinker like that, and just let the Weaver do his thing and push down these towers. Once you get enough map control, they're getting a decent amount, right? Like top and middle are both pushed in. Bottom is beginning to be pushed. I think this is the time you have to group up and go for a 5-man push, because Team Tinker won't be able to split push you fast enough at this point.
Or you do the reverse and you push out 2 lanes, or let them push out, and then allow 1 lane to push to your tower like it happened at bot tier 2, and then force a fight onto Team Tinker and don't let them TP away. Because they've got double Ravage. Why aren't they using it?
I don't know, man. Another tier 2 going to be threatened here as the Weaver pushes in that bottom lane. Top, though, we do have Pycats who will be going for Cheshire Cat. 4 staff away. Will save the Nyx Assassin, though. And whoa, Pycat, that's a very, very dangerous jump in. He's going to be caught out by Cheshire Cat. The relocate coming in. J4 looking for a stun. Epicenter possibly. If he can just get away, Cheshire Cat. Oh, Jesus, that damage. Sing cleaves up 1, cleaves up 2, and now going for more. Ditya in the back. There goes the Ravage. Catches 3 there. And another Ravage coming up in just a second. Needs a little bit of mana boots. Can blink forward. And secondary Ravage coming into play. Ditya is going to be going for one of these tanky heroes, but who does he go for? Goes for Bulba, takes him out. Ditya getting low, unable to get off his ultimate. Already used it. Now Shotchlo is getting beat to a pulp bit by Sing. Suneko trying to help out, but Sing's just too damn big. The Ice Path holds in Shotchlo. Longer, toss up in the air, and Shotchlo is going to die eventually here. Doesn't matter how many anchor smashes or how much Tide Armor he has.
I don't know, it's pretty funny with a 60% damage reduction against Tiny, negative 157 damage.
It's pretty insane. It's pretty insane. Unfortunately, the Tidehunter just had no other escape possible for him. And a great team fight for Team Tinker. They walk away, huge victors there. Not only they got themselves a decent amount of golden experience out of that fight itself, but obviously they're going to get so much map control as they push into this middle tier 2. Turn around, stun onto Cheshire Cat, who already got off the spike carapace, bounced up in the air, Sing. He's going to be spending some moments thinking about whether or not that push was worth it or not, as Koifa's going to be up next. Gets hit by the Vendetta. They've got another stun. EGM coming in. Not able to throw out the relocate just yet. Cheshire Cat needs to be able to control one of these heroes. I think EGM's just holding on to it for now, but he's currently silenced up. Epicenter going down. EGM trying to get away from Suneko right now. Will be able to take him out. Relocate, not going to be enough. Koifa now going to be going up against these 2 heroes. Oh, the bounce around, the Force of Nature takes out 2. And Suneko now on his way out up against Koifa. Little bit of liquid fire here. Another Ice Path. Teleport away just in time. As Team Tinker unable to get those allies. They got the Tiny. They got the Wisp as well. But this Jakiro is not to be messed around with when all of your damage is pretty much magical. When you don't have that Weaver with you, it's just like the Jakiro is a beast. He's got 1800 health plus a pipe plus a mech on top of all of that.
Even when you have the Weaver with you, I think you hit the nail on the head at top lane when they got the second Ravage, and you've got Ogre, Jakiro, and Tiny.
Who do you go on?
It's like he hits Jakiro and thinks, nope, this isn't working.
Yeah.
It's the Ogre and thinks, okay, this is the best I can do, I guess.
Is it even worth it, though? Like, obviously, the Ogre is probably the squishiest of those 3 heroes, but considering, like, the damage you lay into the Ogre and being able to take him out during that time, is it worth it? Because then you've still got the Tiny to be able to... Is it worth it more to go straight for the Tiny and just try and take down the big carry? Or do you just go for the
Dire's
pick-off?
top tower is under attack.
I think that top fight, they lost it so badly because they didn't have Epicenter Blink. The Sand King died mid, didn't he? I can't remember.
Sand King died in that fight, but he was one of the first to be initiated on. They relocated just to try and go for him.
That's right, yeah. So they didn't have that burst of damage in the slow so the Weaver could continue chasing. They had to bust the double Ravage just to stop Tinker from escaping. I think that's one thing that Team Tinker have done a great job with until they took tier 2 mid, when the Ice Path landed and Sing turned around and thought, I've got this. I can do this. And then 3 guys converge on him and take him down.
I'm not sure what the Weaver's going to be able to do with his double damage. They would love to be able to go for Roshan, but Pycat was already on top of that one. Throwing out the trance, making sure there's nobody inside the pit, and did reveal the Weaver's intent to go in for it. Sing already having the Assault Cuirass is going to be working towards a Daedalus here very soon. We've already seen the damage he's laid out. They are going to go back into the Roshan pit, and they've lost vision as Team Tinker, but immediately they're smoking up. They're going to go for this fight, and this could be disastrous here for Power Rangers. This could really be the last nail in the coffin right here. Suneko going to be, oh, nice 4 staff away. Will be able to save himself with the Ghost Scepter as well. Shotchlo holding on to his Ravage. He's got 2. Ditya needs to be able to survive through this fight. Goes down. He can buy back, and he can pop his ultimate if he wants to try for it, but it doesn't look like they're going to go just yet. J4 and Power Rangers, now he comes back in. Shotchlo will be initiating in. Ravage just on 2. They're going to go for Sing, it looks like, trying to take out EGM as well. Another Ravage coming up in just a second. Hits 3 of them, and Sing will be falling here as Ditya staying alive, making sure, oh, a multi-cast comes down from Bulba, able to finish off that Weaver, and that is critical. That's a dieback right now. Pycat trying to chase out Suneko. They're going to turn around and actually fight Pycat now, as he will be taken out. And now Bulba, last left alive for the side of Team Tinker. He's got an extra, that Aghanim's Fire Blast ready to go. Stun coming out, Bro Strike will miss, but eventually they will get Bulba. And no buybacks from the side of Team Tinker whatsoever. That may have been a dieback from the side of the Weaver, but there is no buybacks on anybody from the side of Team Tinker. Too bad they don't have any physical damage without the Weaver, though, or else they could go for Roshan.
I think this works out better for Team Tinker, funnily enough.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not terrible, right? I mean, they lost the fight, but...
There's no one to take Aegis the Immortal, so even if they do kill Roshan, who are they going to give it to? Like Tidehunter, Sand King? It's not going to be great for them. That Weaver, though, running up here, getting hit by Bulba's first Fire Blast, gets his Aghanims, hits the unrefined one, and manages to multicast, kill him. Then buys back, time lapses into the fight, gets the double Ravage. I'm not sure why Team Tinker, I guess they weren't expecting the buyback time lapse, but fighting in this choke point here where Tidehunter's sitting in the middle, just like, okay guys, I can use my ultimate, this is fun.
Yeah, that was, I felt like there could have been a little bit better communication, like the jump in. I felt like Power Rangers were a little bit delayed with the buyback. There was enough time for Team Tinker to kind of respond to, oh god, he's buying back and he just jumped back into the team fight. They're now going to jump on us. And Shachlo's initiation, and the rest of the team really, was a little bit slow on being able to capitalize on that. And there was no double Ravage coming out. It was a little bit delayed there. I felt like that played a very key part, and the Weaver ended up dying because he took so much damage in the team fight. Add in a little bit of luck there as Bulba came in and got a multicast with the unrefined Fire Blast, but still, like, it was the fact that he took so much damage when he immediately came back, and just because Power Rangers didn't really capitalize on that surprise, I feel, as well as they could have.
Yeah. This is probably going to be Rax, though, for Team Tinker.
Oh god, J4 going to be caught out. He's got a Ghost Scepter, maybe if he can get some distance. Oh no, there's no way. He gets chain stun, and Team Tinker find the pickoff they're looking for, and can now push down this tier 2 tower in the bottom lane.
They can do this in 40 seconds. They can take tier 2 and take Rax. Because PR relies so heavily on double Ravage. They'll have one, but I don't think that's enough. They need 2 to take the full team wipe.
We'll see what they do here. Team Tinker trying to beat through this tier 2 as fast as possible. Finally, the crease will get here, and sure enough,
20 seconds.
See what you see, man. They're going to be pushing in through the bottom lane. You've got 35 seconds left on the Sand King. Of course, he does have a buyback. And you're right, 20 seconds left on the double Ravage. Sing Sing is going to be chased away here. And it looks like that is enough. The buyback from the Sand King, that's all they wanted to force. And they'll now back themselves up. Because why not? Pycat is just going to be able to deal with some of the pushes in the other lanes. Looks like he's going to be going for a BKB. It's funny how 38 minutes into this game and he still fears all this magic damage. And yeah, I mean, just look at the 4 heroes from Power Rangers. They really don't do anything but magic damage. It's just the Weaver who outputs all this physical damage. What do you think he goes for next, by the way? Normally, I would look at MKB as being a big option, but there's no evasion from the side of Team Tinker just yet. There's no Butterfly or Halberd or anything.
I don't know. Now that Lifesteal works on Geminate Attack, I'm a big fan of it. And the fact he has crit also, plays into that. But I think he needs something like Heart or Butterfly, because the amount of damage he's taking while he's stunned by Ogre or Ice.
Oh god, the teleport in. They're going to try for this. Pycat has already been gone on, but the relocate is going to be the one that changes the deal. Oh, the toss actually saves him. Turn around, J4 will be able to finish him off. Now the Ghost Scepter going down, Burrow Strike. Nice dodge of the Avalanche there. He's going to need to be able to pop a little bit more. Dodges some, trying to get some distance away. Blink, blink, blink. No, not in time. The
Bulba just got
multicast.
3 multicasts in a row. He got 2 multicasts on the Skywrath and then 1 on the Sand King.
It's the new Ogre Magi.
What is this?
It's the new Ogre Magi, man. That's what, 60%? Yeah, 60% for a 2 times multicast. It's
ridiculous.
Insane. Yep.
And now he buys a Blink.
Yeah. Why not? He's such a strong initiation. Like, Ogre Magi, like, when it comes to single target initiations, I really don't think he can be beat now. Like, the only downside is there's a bit of an animation, so here certain heroes with escape mechanisms can respawn. But if it comes down to just like having level 16 and having your Aghanims, there's nobody who can really output the same amount of single target damage and stun duration as the Ogre. Sing Sing is going to be in some trouble here as he's going to be chased out by the Weaver. Of course, we do have EGM sitting in the back, relocate up in just 2 seconds, and Sing Sing has more than enough armor to save himself. So he's actually going to turn this around, actually gets the 2-man Avalanche and 2-man Toss. And maybe no relocate is needed at all. Gesture comes in, EGM, ready to pop the relocate. No, he actually holds off on it. They're going to just let the Aegis go down. In fact, it looks like they want to go for this fight. Bulba comes in, blinks, gets Gesture Cat. Nukes being dropped on Bulba as he gets silenced up. And now the bug's going to be laid down on him. EGM still holding off on that relocate. Wants to be able to save it in case Sing Sing's in trouble. Oh, the Yule Scepter usage. Trying to save Cheshire Cat. 4-staff forward. Will be able to get a little bit farther. Swing hit. Not enough. Now gets stunned up. Burrow Strike. Chain stun a little bit more. Ravage goes off. Shot slow. Ravage number 2. They'll be able to get both of those heroes. And the Epicenter a little bit late to the party there. But at least they still finish off those heroes. Ditya is now going to be trying to catch up with Pycat. No Scythe of Ice for him besides the Lincoln's is up. Fortunately, though, he does have a blink and will be able to get to the protection of the Jakiro. Maybe not. Burrow Strike is going to be able to stun him up before he can teleport away. The stuns come in, and no, just barely this time around. Ditya will be successful in getting the right click before the teleport away. There's so many times I've watched this Weaver just completely miss out on kill due to one hit just being slightly too late. It's good to see him this time being a little bit ahead of the curve.
Oh man, speaking of late to the party, Koikfu's like running all the way up here, gets here as the rest of his team dies. And he sort of sits here next to the shop, buys his Hex, and runs the hell away.
We haven't really had much time to take a look at the net worth, but you could see right now Team Tinker are leading slightly in gold, while experience is going in the favor of Power Rangers right now. It's 38-31, 41 minutes in. We just had a Scythe of Ice being picked up by the Jakiro. Yule Scepter on the Cheshire Cat. What does our Weaver have? He's got to be having something new. BKB has been picked up by him. And now next up is going to be a damage item. He's got 3,300 gold in the bank and another tier 2 they can take. In fact, they can actually go for the back door, I think. They commit enough heroes for it. Weaver's going to try it out solo. I'm not sure if him by himself is really going to be enough. Yeah, you can see the backdoor too strong.
I think if Geminet cooldown was, a second shorter, maybe he could.
Yeah. Or the fact that a lot of his damage comes from criticals, which obviously don't really help you out that much when you're going up against buildings. Where's that Desolator, man? Where's that Deso? Well, he's not going to be picking it up anytime soon, that's for sure. Desolator, not really a favored late game item, more of a mid game oriented item. I'm sure he's probably going to be going Butterfly as his next item, as anything to be able to deal with some of those Tiny hits. And plus, Tiny always has limited slots, right? It feels like he gets 6 slotted so early that oftentimes MKB really isn't an item he wants to be going for.
Or do you go Mjolnir here? Lightning Weaver is pretty legit.
And you do have a lot of tanky heroes to be able to take use of that static charge.
Yeah.
I would say...
I'd say probably not, but I think it's the best item. Apart from Heart or Butterfly, which are, pretty damn good. But you've always got to remember he's got that Midas to sell, so that's a slot to give. Plus he can buy boosted travels when he sells treads. So he's got potentially 3 more item slots.
Courier. Oh, Jesus, what health? Yeah, we'll die. Still, though, that was just a magic wand. Nothing too important in it.
Just a magic wand?
Just a magic wand.
But that contains 3 GG branches.
And also 13 charges. So Neko's going to be quite sad now. Still, Team Tinker are going for a Smoke Ink right now. Koifa and Bulba are looking for a pick-off somewhere. Looks like they're going to go for the Weaver here in this bottom lane. It was holding on to 50 to 100 gold. I gotta say, I feel like Butterfly is the best, and I would say, Mjolnir is actually not bad on the Weaver, even this late game. Oh, they do actually successfully get him. Look at that combination from Team Tinker. Popping the Lincolns, getting the stun with the Scythe of Ice from Koifa, plus the teleport in from Pycat to make sure they get a secondary Scythe of Ice in as well, and that's a huge pickoff. Now all that gold that Weaver is holding on to, useless, because he's gonna have to buy back.
So when he buys back, he has, what, 2,100 gold? Yeah, there's nothing he can buy.
Yeah.
Mask of Madness? Yeah.
I'm not sure if Mask of Madness is really your item here for this game.
I don't know. If they land double Ravage and he's sitting at the back with Mask of Madness crit, I'm pretty sure it's good, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you get the time to be able to just lay in those right clicks, that attack speed is pretty insane.
I'm just gonna keep saying, lifesteal's good on Weaver, guys. It's really,
You're really holding on to that one. What is your lifesteal item, though? Is it Helmet Dominator? I'm presuming it's Helmet Dominator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get that as Weaver, though. Pipe is going to be let loose, and Team Tinker, well, they only need a couple of seconds, really, for Sing Sing to lay down some insane damage on the building. They do manage to force out the glyph. They'll back themselves up and probably look towards Roshan, which currently is up. So they're in a very good position, man. I feel like that was a game. Like, that was one of those game-deciding pickoffs right there. I feel like the Weaver is so far behind now. He didn't have to buy back, which is great. But at the same time, they lose Aegis and Cheese. because of his death. Right, all the map control that they lost, he's still going to be delayed in picking up his luxury item. And even if he does pick up that luxury item, he may no longer have buyback because of that. So I think there's so many things that are going Team Tinker's way because of that one pickoff on the Weaver. And how important he is, because essentially, I mean, it's a very aggressive form, but it's essentially a 4 protect 1 strat, right? They're really only depending on one carry to output all of their damage, and that's not enough, it seems, especially up against all these site devices.
I'm just waiting for the big epicenter, man. I'm just waiting.
Bulba
It's level 3?
Walking around, he's going for a stun on somebody. Oh, J4, he's been spotted. He's going to be stunned up as the Sprout reveals, and lag,
I had pretty heavy lag.
You got lag? Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Looks like a bad server then, I guess. I actually was pretty good. I guess I'm the only one, guys.
I thought it was just me. Like, oh, okay, things are happening and I can't see them. Oh, boy.
All right, well, it's 38-42, almost 46 minutes in, over a 5,000 gold lead right now for Team Tinker, and looks like the experience is going to be dropping down to about the even mark. We've got the biggest things for the side of Power Rangers, the Weaver, 5,500 gold on him. He needs to be able to buy some big time item. Do you even just think about going YOLO and go for a Divine Rapier?
I was thinking it a couple of minutes ago when we were having this conversation, and you just can't do it.
Yeah.
You cannot do it.
If Roshan was up, you probably could do it and try and go for the Aegis, etc. But I agree with you. I mean, Weaver is not a bad hero. It's a Divine Rapier, obviously, because you get all that extra damage from the Geminated attack. But for me, I'm thinking like, hey, you die. Go ahead, buy back, pop the ultimate, try and grab that Rapier again, and just go right back in with a Divine Rapier. You've got 2 lives with Divine Rapier. It's easy if you're fast enough.
So J4, pretty screwed, huh?
Yep, he's taking a one-way trip to Bone Town, I think.
Bulba is already casting Unrefined Fire Blast.
Oh, he is too.
Like, Hex has just been cast. He's got to cancel it and recast it, surely.
Yeah.
Also, they can't blink into the trees. They can't summon treants, so the vision they're going to be getting is from the sprouts.
Yeah, the sprout is going to last like another 2 seconds, which I think is more than enough time to kill J4.
I think J4 has a chance of survival. It's slim, but he has a chance.
If this multicast that's going on right now isn't more than a 2 or 3 times multicast, and if the Unrefined Fire Blast isn't a multicast at all, maybe the Sprout goes down in time and they lose vision of him and he's able to Sandstorm.
Let's see. It's go time.
The multicast real 3 times multicast and the Unrefined. Oh no, he actually gets away. Bro, strike up. Blink, and he's
got no TP.
He doesn't have TP. Oh god!
And that ball spot him.
Oh god! Oh
Wait,
god!
No, they don't get of course not.
So close! Oh, bro, strike across. They know he's here. Jesus, this may actually be worth it for J4. At a certain point, he's going to draw so much attention from Team Tinker. 4-step, another burrow strike, another 4-step to the side. This is like full-on minutes that we're talking about here. J4. He's just, he's finally going to be taken down. The toss in on EGM, they will finally get him. But in the meantime, middle's been pushed out. Bottom lanes are going to be pushed out as well. Honestly, that was really, that was damn decent for Power Rangers. Especially considering it was just a Sand King.
And he has buyback, so what more could you want?
Looks like they're going to be able to get a tier 2 off of it. So.
Sing Sing picked up a basher, I don't know if you noticed.
Oh, please. Yeah, what? Sing Sing picked up a basher?
Sing Sing picked up a bat. It's on his way.
All right. Well, there goes that MKB, right? More incentive for the butterfly. Like you kind of get like one of those big damage items on a tiny. That's usually all you can afford, just because you run out of inventory space. And his is going to be an abyssal rather than an MKB. So that means more incentive for the butterfly if I've ever seen in my life. But Weaver's still holding on to 7K.
He's buying it. He's buying it. It's on its way.
Oh, okay, nice. Oh, Cheshire Cat, you are a ballsy man.
Do it.
Leading with the stun, and they're going to try and pop Sing Sing here. EGM is waiting on the sides. He's got cheese. BKB goes off on Sing Sing.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And that BKB going down for, a minute like that, not bad for Power Rangers. I mean, they really didn't blow anything big. Especially they still have the Sand King down on top of all that, so I would say that's a pretty successful attempt at a pickoff for them.
Oh, they finally buy a gem.
Oh,
with all these invis heroes, and they buy a gem 48 minutes into the game.
So Boba's going to be holding on to that one, while Cheshire Cat holds on to one of his own.
Oh no, they had one before. It's in the Radiant base. It got dropped to bot lane like 20 minutes ago or something.
Oh, okay. Must have missed that. So Butterfly finished up by the Weaver here pretty soon. He's just trying to farm up his buyback gold. Sing Sing going to be going for an Abyssal. We've got EGM, who picked up a Vlad's. Very nice pickup. Ogre Magi with the Blink Dagger is his last pickup. Now the gem. Pycat, he picked up a Scythe of Ice a while back, and doesn't look like he's really grabbed much since then, just the BKB. And now has another 3,600 gold, so he can actually start going for some right-click damage of his own if he wants to. Try and go for something like a Daedalus. Or an MKB.
Who, what? Sorry.
I was hypothesizing MKB for Pycat as his next item, if he knows that Butterfly is up on the Weaver. It's going to be the most obvious pickup.
Yeah, I don't see why not. He's, like you said about the Desolator earlier, it's not really an item you go for 50 minutes into the game, even if you are split pushing Nature's Prophet.
Yeah.
MKB is probably going to be his best choice. I don't see anything else really for him.
What do you go as the Tidehunter is his next item? That's always been something like Tidehunter is so utility based going into late game. Is Scythe of Ice his next item? Like, it's always good with a refresher, right? So, multicast 1. Ice Path going to be laid down on him. Multicast number 2. Shacho already down pretty low. Shiva's going to go out. He's ready with the Ravage. If necessary, he will pop it. Turn around. Blink Dagger is up for him if he wants to go for this fight. Doesn't look like they want to. They need to be able to defend this top lane where already EGM and Sing Sing are beating through that tier 3 tower. They're only going to get here a little bit late to the party. It's EGM. Oh my god, he got the racks and he's actually going to leave Sing Sing behind. He pops the BKB, finishes off the range racks, now turns on to Suneko. Going to be going for him, the big tanky guy. Meanwhile, the bottom lane going for Pycat will be able to pick him off. Back up to top. Sing Sing being chased out. Cheshire Cat looking for a stun. Needs to be careful with its positioning, though, as they just need to be able to kite him around. Now EGM comes in. Nice stun. Cheshire Cat won't be able to get much else here. Oh, J4 actually will be able to get the stun onto EGM. Shotchlow is going to try and slow him down, trying to catch up with Sing Sing. He's got a Ravage if he wants to blow it here. He can try and hold him in. Looks like just the Gush is going to be good enough slow for now. J4 stuns him up. Ditya will now start eating through those points. They just have to make sure they kite him around and will be able to successfully do so without losing anybody in the process. And now you can see the line already being drawn by Power Rangers. They're done with this. They got to go for one last team fight. You know how Tiny Wisp works, man. You leave them any extra time, they will just... I would say slowly but surely, but really it's like quickly and drastically just take out buildings. Like all of a sudden, like 5 seconds, oh hey, a whole entire lane's worth of racks is gone because Tiny's OP and just eats buildings for breakfast. So they've got to go in for a 5-man push, otherwise they're going to lose out. And that's why Mass Boots of Travels are coming into the middle lane. They're going to go for one last fight. Try and force Team Tinker to buy back and win that fight. If they can win it, they've won the game. Unless it's like a really even knockout, both teams, like, everybody's dead.
Everybody kills each other. The game ends.
Ends in a draw. Was it the 3rd draw in the history of Dota? We've already had 2.
What was the other one? There was one between C9 and Alliance. What was
we had one in Dota 2 Champions League, I believe. I wasn't casting it, but it was during all the DDoSing and everything else.
Right.
I think a game was drawn out to a point where they were just like, all right, we're just calling this a draw. But it's 51 minutes in. It's 42-33 right now. We've got a very, very even gold lead. I can't even see at what point it's at because game is paused. It's right in the middle of my screen. Experience, same exact thing. They really don't matter too much. The most important thing is going to be these buybacks and who has buybacks and who does not. You can see from the little gold rings around these heroes, it's Tiny and the Furion. 17 seconds for the Wisp, 24 seconds left on the Jakiro. Still, though, if they can force the buyback, Team Tinker may actually hold on to the buyback on Pycat if they can, and just buy back on the Tiny. Because if they have to commit both of those buybacks here in the next team fight, they are in a very, very risky position.
So what does PR have? They've got 1 Ravage. They don't have epicenter for 20 seconds, but that should be okay. So they'll have a pretty decent team fight when they go up against TT. What's Boulder doing?
he's got a buyback, and that is so huge. Normally, when you're being the pushers, you don't necessarily look at the buybacks as much. If your allies have boots of travel, sure, you can buy back and be into the team fight, but Weaver is probably one of the most important heroes. Weaver and Spectre, two of the most important carries of whether or not you have buyback, because your response with that buyback is instant, right? The Weaver, if he gets bursted down, will be able to buy back, hit the ultimate, and he'll be back in with full health again, if he gets bursted down fast enough.
So does the Sand King. All of his gold's reliable. He's got guaranteed buyback. I think the play here is to get the Sand King in there, just go in and burrow strike.
He doesn't have boots of travel, though.
He does. Oh, it's on cooldown.
Yeah, because they mass teleported in. Both him and the Tidehunter did that.
That could have been so good.
Yeah.
Just run him in. Get him in there. Let him die. And then buy back and TP back in while the rest of your team is like
throw him.
Everybody.
Just throw him at the dragon. Just see what happens.
If they had a tiny, you just toss him in and see what happens.
Well, they've got Shivas. They've got. They almost have a full Scythe of Ice. In fact, the Tidehunter. Too bad he needs to hold on to buyback. Oh god.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Please, Power Rangers, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
Well, the load was a minute ago, which was when Sing Sing died.
Oh god. Well, hopefully, if that does happen, hopefully it'll just be a similar scenario. We'll just watch Sing Sing die again, and pretty much it'll be back to even. But
yeah, it doesn't change anything.
Yeah. So we get to watch Sing Sing die again. That's always fun.
Well, no. Wait, do we? It'll be a minute and 4. Yeah, we will. Yeah, we'll get to watch Sing Sing die for 3 seconds. That'll be great.
Okay, so do you consider it, right? Do you consider, due to the fact that you don't really do much on the Tidehunter if you don't have Ravage, do you consider going for the Scythe of Ice? Because you, that extra disable, what if it wins you this next fight? Because you have that hard disable. You're going to use the Ravage in this next fight. You won't have you won't be able to have anything for another 2 minutes, guaranteed. No
You
Ravages.
mean right now he goes and buys it?
Yeah, he just goes into the secret shop, buys it up.
Yeah, I could see that. Because, like you said, there's no real point in him buying back. Yeah, that could work.
I mean,
who does he hex? Go straight for the Nature's Prophet, or do you go for the Tiny? Because you want to try and stop that hex going onto your Weaver.
Yeah, that's a tough call. Because I was instantly, I was like, oh, Tiny, 100%. But you're right. If you can get the offensive hex onto the person who has the hex, and try and take him out in the beginning of the team fight, that's huge.
But then it depends on Pycat's BKB skills. Can he click the hotkey?
Yeah. And the other option would be the Tiny, and same exact thing. Can you actually get the Tiny before he pops the BKB and then chain it with your Ravage for a really long duration hold? Another small little thing, Shotchlo, or not Shotchlo. I'm used to looking at Nyx Assassin being, actually no, Shotchlo hasn't been playing. They've been swapping back and forth, Cheshire Cat and Shotchlo. Occasionally you would see Shotchlo in the offlane. I think when they were first trying to figure out their roles and what they would be going. But Cheshire Cat is going to be, he's a little bit behind his allies here. So he may not be there if there's an immediate buyback, a Team Tinker immediately try and force a team fight or something. He may not be there for the fight, or at least the beginning of it. But fortunately, he's got a Yule Scepter, which was a rather surprising pickup for me, but it made a lot of sense, right? You just an extra disable, always welcome. And on top of that, I mean, it's really good versus the Wiz Tiny. It's really helpful for the Nyx Assassin in staying alive in these team fights. Multiple times I've seen him Yule Scepter himself in order to dodge an avalanche that would have been able to kill him, or some impending ice path or something along those lines.
Yeah, but if I was him, I'd be really pissed off at Team Tinker teleporting out at every opportunity they can. So it's like, a big screw you, stop TPing, I'm going to use you.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I don't speak Russian. So I'm not sure what's going on. But we've learned a long time ago that he can't reconnect. And I believe that's something that can't really be fixed, other than just going back and loading the game.
Team Marino, Loderino.
Yeah. So, what other items do we have that we haven't really talked about? There's got to be some support items. So, Cheshire Cat probably going to be going for a Scythe of Ice with that ultimate orb he's picked up. Though another Lincoln's, I mean, the fact that you can actually put the Lincolns on an ally may give you some extra incentive to put it on the Weaver. So Nako, small. He's got the mobility item plus the Ghost Scepter. Nothing too big for him or for J4. Both of them are just holding on to buyback money at this point. Love to see a Veil of Discord. I mean, you've got so much magic damage on the side of Power Rangers. It would seem like Veil of Discord is like a must-have for this team this late into the game. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like anybody's been able to buy it because they've been buying their kiting items.
Yeah, I've been waiting so long for the Sand King to buy it. He was like Blink, Force Staff, Arcane's Ghost Scepter. Then he had 2,500 gold before he died top with that extreme chase through the jungle. But yeah, he's had to save buyback. He's had to buy Boots of Travel. He's had to do all these things and not be able to afford that nice, shiny item. But 10 minutes for pause and then continue game. So no load?
We've done loads before in Dota 2 Champions League, so it's not like loading is against the rules or anything like that. I know you can load, it's just I'm not sure what the Russian is saying. If Power Rangers are like trying to figure out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Go.
So,
Yeah,
okay, we're good. All
Sing
right.
Sing knows what's going on.
All
Go.
right.
Just go.
Sing Sing's not messing around. All right, guys, time to go. Dota 2 Champions League. This is the playoff for the European division between Team Tinker and Power Rangers. In order to see if one of these teams is going to be going for Bucharest. And looks like they need a little bit of extra time for the pause. As Shachlo isn't ready quite yet. I really want to see the Scythe of Ice for him. I feel like it's just like... Normally, like, it goes against your late game protocol, which is like always have buyback. But this is going to be such a critical team fight. This is where Power Rangers either win the game or lose the game right here. Like, I don't think there's any, like, we're not going to see this game draw out for another 10 minutes in my opinion. I think it's all going to come down to this clash and whether or not Power Rangers can successfully beat Team Tinker in a team fight and then manage to just take all of the Raxes and hold on to a big advantage or potentially go straight for throne, or Team Tinker rebuff them and then just go right back to taking buildings with the Tiny Whiz combination.
Yeah, just relocate straight back to mid, because look at the creep wave at the top. That's pushing in.
Yeah, so there's going to be no backdoor protection. Oh, Ditya gets hit by one of the multicasts. As that's a nice little combination there. I didn't really think about that, but the Aghanims really helps with popping the Aghanims and trying to be able to hold the Weaver in. Tier 3 does go down. Team Tinker are full up now, though. And Power Rangers may not feel comfortable enough to try and push in and take advantage of the fact they know buybacks are down. That's why they're kind of sticking around. Oh, yeah, he's going to go for J4. He's going to catch him out. Ravage, Shachlo in a position to be able to throw it down. Gets hit by the Avalanche. Now with the BKBs out, he's trying to hold on to it for as long as possible. They're trying to lay it in. Ravage goes off. Barely able to hold in Sing Sing. They get him down. They managed to pop him. Team Tinker now on the retreat. Pycat's going to be chased down. Shachlo catching up with him. Good. Relocate away. It's going to be able to save Pycat, and that is their must-have carry. Koifa in some serious trouble. Looks like he's going to be right-click down. Shachlo actually buys back, comes back into the team fight. Now Bulba will be hit by the stun, and sure enough, they're going straight for the buildings. They know they have no other options. There goes the Wisp. Bulba is going to be up next. Cheshire Cat teleporting back, has to be able to defend his tier 3 tower, but at the same time, Power Rangers have less the rest of their heroes in the building, and are going to be going to try and do what exactly? Do they actually go for the throne? Do they just go for the Raxes? They've got 70 seconds up against just a Furion. They go straight for the throne.
Can Pycat go tier 4s?
I don't think so. I mean, he may try, but all he's going to keep back is just one hero. They lost that team fight so badly on the side of Team Tinker. One buyback is coming up. The Ogre Magi is going to be trying to run his way in. Not sure if they can really do this 2 versus 4. Cheshire Cat is already delaying up the attempted push. Pycat's going to be coming in from behind. Even summoning some treants just for that extra bit of push. Tier 4 is down. They have to go for this fight now. Bulba's going to jump in, trying to elect in. Oh, the silence goes out. Pycat has now been Scythe up. If he falls, he's not going to be happy. 90 seconds on the clock. And with only Bulba left alive, they don't even care about him, it seems. Turned around, Scythe of Ice. They just keep on going for the throne. 1,500 health. It's over. Only a Wisp is coming back. Power Rangers managed to secure the last team fight and go straight for the throne, taking game number 1 up against Team Tinker. And I gotta remind people, I don't know if you know this, Durka, but the odds on Dota 2 Lounge are insane.
9-1.
Yeah, 9-1 odds. Like, are you kidding me? I know Team Tinker. Like, people love Team Tinker. But Power Rangers are a much better team than that. Even if they haven't shown it in the week and a half, they're a much better team than that, and they've shown it right here, right now in game number 1, where they managed to take out Team Tinker in the late game, too. And that's the thing. Power Rangers are really, their biggest strength is the early game. So for me, it's really exciting to see this team manage to take on Team Tinker going into the late game like that. Unbelievable performance. Well done by them. They take down game number 1. We're going to take a short little break and be back with game number 2 in just a few minutes.